Hello everyone, this is me, Dusty Circuit here with some more Kerbal Space Program. And just to recap, I've basically the past probably probably the past several videos, I've basically been doing my mission to Jewel, where of course I did the multiple launches, and then I docked all the ships together in orbit, and then I sent them off to the Jewel system, where they then they would then split off and then land on at least on the moons of the Jewel system that they were designed for, and then all the Kerbals that I brought out there in science that I gathered would be returned to Kerbin. And okay, so and as of this video, that mission is finally complete. But starting with this video, it's going to be where we're going to be planning the mission for my next major destination. But before we get to that, I did some tech tree research. So I'm really kind of at the point in the game now where I don't really feel the need to kind of like keep researching things. Like I kind of have most of the technology that I need. But like anything, at least I guess anything that still could be useful to us, I'll still unlock. But I mean, we've only been through, I think, like the inner half of the solar system so far, and we almost have, like, we were pretty much just about 2/3 done with the tech tree, though these last options actually have a lot of require a lot of science. So our progress through the tech tree actually is kind of slowed down. So it still might take at least a few major missions to actually fully unlock everything. But I still hazard to guess by the time that we've actually done the home solar system, we will basically have all this everything in here unlocked, which I think is fine. But I guess for the sake of keeping the series interesting, I might make an effort to kind of try to make each mission kind of different, kind of like by using different parts, well, within at least within the capabilities of at least the things I have in the game, between like all the mods I have and what I have unlocked so far. And well, with that out of the way, so seeing as I have completed the Joule system, really the next major planet we have to go to, well, I guess, seeing as we're going outwards, the next major planet they have to go to is the first planet added by the Outer Planets mod, Sarnus. And this particular one, or this planet is actually particularly special to me, only because well, For all my my skade viewers, you probably know this, but for my non-skade viewers, there is this particular someone in the skade gaming that is very well known, and in fact, they are they as of I think several months ago, they're now an admin or of our community, or a Valkyrie as we prefer to call them, and they I believe it's now maybe a year, maybe a year and a half ago. They actually changed their name. We s- like they changed their official username to it's Sol 6, or SOL Roman numeral 6, which basically kind of means, it kind of refers to the sixth planet in our solar system, or that being Saturn. And I think a few times they've referred to themselves as Saturn Daddy, and maybe a few other skaters have called them Saturn Daddy a few times. And I guess that, at least to me, that infers that Saturn is Evan's favorite, that's her name, by the way. But it's anyway, that infers to me that Saturn is Evan's favorite planet, and so that's and guess what? That's what my next guess where my next mission is gonna go to. Yeah. So the Sarnus system actually is kind of similar to the Joule system, or at least in the kind of types of, at least in that it has 5 moons, and it has at least several of those moons are kind of similar to the moons of the Joule system. And I guess kind of starting from the outside in, we have Tatko. It's how you say it, and it's similar to Lathe. It actually has an atmosphere. But what's kind of rather weird about this one is it only has about 0.2 of the gravity of Kerbin, but about 120% of the atmosphere density of Kerbin, or at least the atmospheric pressure. And well, the atmospheric height actually goes up considerably higher than Kerbin. And on the other big notable difference between this one and Lathe and the Joule system is this doesn't have oxygen. So jet engines wouldn't work here, or at least conventional jet engines wouldn't work here. And then the next one in is Slate. And this one actually is rather similar to Tylo. It's a little bit smaller than Tylo, but as you can see, the gravity is still pretty high. Yeah, it's like almost 0.7 the gravity of Kerbin. So landing on this one is still rather difficult, but having a big gravity well means that it's fairly easy to do gravity assists in order to get captured into an orbit around Sarnus, just simply by passing through Slate's sphere of influence in a certain way. And then for even more further in, we have Elu. which bears a similar resemblance to the Elu that is part of the stock game, but if you have the Outer Planets mod installed, it becomes a moon of Sarnus. And I believe it's just stand-in as an analog for the moon in Enceladus, I believe. That's one of Saturn's moons in real life. And well, if I didn't make it clear, Tetco out here is the Titan analog. And from what I've read online, Slate doesn't have a real life analog, but this is Elu. But I believe kind of rumor has had it that at least the KSP developers actually plan to use Elu as a moon of they had plans to make a their own version of a Saturn analog, and I think it was said that they would include Elu as a moon of that planet. And I can see the developers of the Outer Planets mod kind of went along with that. And then we have the two innermost moons, which, of course, this one here is Ovok. And as you can see, this one has quite an interesting shape. It's shaped like an egg. And that's likely caused by the tidal forces of Sarnus. And believe it or not, this moon actually has a real-life analog. It's, I think it's called Methone. I might be saying that wrong, but that's actually, there is a moon like this in, around Saturn in real life, that is egg-shaped. And the farthest in moon is Hale. And this is actually an analog to what are called shepherd moons in the Saturn system in real life. And well, if you've ever looked at Saturn's ring system and noticed that the various gaps in the rings, well, this is why those gaps exist. Is there are moons like kind of orbiting like in those gaps, like kind of there are moons in the ring system keeping those areas clear of the various dusts and particles that make up the rings. And Sarnus, this actually is what Sarnus looks like actually in the game, and and this is because of, I think, the Eve and the scatter mods. And that's another thing about this mod, is that it has integration with a lot of other mods, including those. And it also has science definitions for each of the planets and moons, and biomes for each of them as well. And it's and the Outer Planets mod is just such a complete mod, like it's so well put together, that some players actually may consider it more like at least to me anyway, this mod feels more like kind of like a DLC expansion to the game, rather than even though it's a mod, just because of how well done it is, or how well put together it is. And well, if you zoom farther out, looks like there's another object, and this actually is the wormhole to the KSP system. And if you don't have Outer Planets mod installed, this is around Joule, but if you have Outer Planets, this is around Sarnus. And I believe that is intended to be like a reference to the movie Interstellar. But we're not going to the KSP system today, but I plan to go to it as soon as we've finished exploring the home solar system. But anyway, there's that. And I kind of want to get on with getting this video out, because, well, my sleep schedule has kind of not been great the past few days, and I just let Evan know that I'm getting this, that I'm actually, this video is now in the works, and he is he's very excited for it, so for that reason, I'd like to get it out as soon as I can. But I'm in no rush to do it. And this is the first rocket that we'll actually be sending up today. And it's actually so big that it basically takes up the entire VAB. And in fact, I guess this is now a good time to make use of the hangar extender mod that I have, which basically lets you zoom out farther. And really what we're going to be sending into orbit is this section in the middle with the 6 like boosters kind of all together. And then also all this on top, which is just mostly to serve as a place to dock all the other ships to. And there's also some habitation for my Kerbals that I'm going to be sending out to the Sarnus system. And then all these boosters on the outside are really just to get this into orbit. And I'm also so I've decided to change my mission flag up for this one, and yes, that actually is Evan's skin that they use in Minecraft. And yeah, I did ask Evan's permission to give that to me, and so that I can also use it for this video, or really for this mission. So I guess in Evan's honor, I'm going to be planting that flag in the Sarnus system, as opposed to the flag that I have been using throughout the series up to this point. And this here is this is a habitation ring that's part of the. It's like part of the station parts expansion redux, and well, kind of like how these work in science fiction. These basically rotate and as a way to simulate like artificial gravity. And what's cool about this is these also cancel out for their own torque, like, because it's, I mean, even though it's kind of like people have made these in Kerbal Space Program using the radial symmetry hack, that lets you just have a crazy amount of parts, like in a like you put like a bunch of different parts in a circle to make this. These actually cancel out for their own torque, so it won't actually turn, it won't give your spaceship like a tendency to want to like rotate in the opposite direction that this is rotating, which is nice. Oh, there's one more thing. So for the interplanetary stage, where I think previously for the Joule mission I used the nuclear saltwater rockets, I decided for this mission, for the sake of keeping things more interesting and different, I actually decided to use these light bulb engines, which are an engine kind of that's in like it's part of a rather old mod that actually has been I guess it's been recycled and kind of updated so it supports newer versions. And these engines specifically are just like a souped up nerve that has better specific impulse, better thrust, and also a fairly high gimbling range. I think maybe even close to that of the vector engines, which is crazy. But those actually work pretty well. So I've actually used those for a lander, and well, this time I'm going to be using these for an interplanetary stage. I guess that's all I really have to say about this rocket, so I guess now let's get to launching it. Okay, it's time for launch now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And takeoff is kind of slow and a little bit laggy, but as soon as we get rid of the outer boosters, it's gonna get better. Okay, first stage separation. Okay, that was just those separators clipping, and only the stages that we dropped exploded. Our ship is fine. And now we just commence our gravity turn. while also still making sure that our apoapsis is rising, still rising out of the atmosphere. And we just warp ahead until we're at apoapsis. Yeah, I gotta love those glorious booster separations. Just a quick circularization burn. And now we are in orbit. And with that, says it's time for I guess it's time to launch the first of our craft that we're gonna dock with this thing. And this is the plane that I. Oh yeah, I intend to send a plane to Tetco. Though, well, I said, even though I said jet engines don't work, well, I was referring to basically conventional fuel-burning jet engines. But I have actually in a couple different mods I have installed. I have nuclear jet engines that can just run on any atmosphere. It doesn't have to be like it doesn't have to be carbon-like at all. And in fact, they also don't require fuel either. Though I actually use these, which are part of the near future aeronautics mod, because they actually have they're sort of like the rapiers in a sense that they also have like a closed cycle mode that burns liquid fuel, but I guess these being nuclear engines, they only burn the liquid fuel. They don't need oxidizer. And it's really just the same like lift stage as that I did for the lathe SSTO. Well, SSTO meaning single stage to orbit. Hey, this is the launch of the Tetco plane. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Thought I made this thing stable, but apparently not. Well, apparently we're already on space. We're actually kind of going a bit too high. Oh, we are in orbit. I guess this thing is just gonna be in Kerbin orbit until I delete it in the tracking station. I guess I'll do that now. Well, this didn't entirely go to plan. Like, I was planning to for that to go smoother than it did, but well, we still got this into orbit, and now just have to rendezvous with our mothership. And this is really the same as any other docking procedure that I've done so far. Okay, so we want that. I actually want to dock the plane to the side, which is actually to the one of the two extended docking clamps, which is why I'm rotating this. And then we just are, now we're controlling from that docking clamp, and now we just need to get closer to that one. Yeah, I was afraid this was gonna happen. Hey, stop! Here we go. Did not go as smoothly as I was hoping, but at least it's done. Okay, so we got the plane docked to this now, so I guess now we'll do the other one. Okay, so this is a lander that I designed for Slate, or like one of the bigger moon other than Tetco in the Sarnus system. And I decided to kind of go for a bit of a different approach than my Jewel mission, is where I kind of, with that one, I use the nuclear salt water. I decided that I kind of wanted to rather go for more of like a stock-alike design, where I just kind of have like, well, this purely is a stock design, really, apart from these giant landing legs and these decouplers I'm using, which are from the Space Y mod. And really, this is comprised of, well, apart from the lifter stage, I have this at the very bottom, which is just more of like a tug, just to help me maneuver this thing in curve and orbit. But then once we're gonna dock this to my interplanetary stage, we're gonna just discard this part. But then this section down here is the descent stage, which I'm just gonna mainly use to deorbit and slow myself for a landing on Slate. And then this is just gonna provide the final bit of thrust I need to just get a safe touchdown, and then everything I need for an ascent from Slate into an orbit. So I have a descent stage and an ascent stage. And this giant thing on top, well, I've found that the plane is actually significantly lighter than this thing is. Like, I think it's like about half the weight, so I've decided, well, I should probably launch some kind of like counterweight to kind of put on the other side of the mothership, that from where this thing is docked to, so that just so that when this is docked to the mothership, the mothership has like at least enough weight on the other side to kind of balance this out, so that when I actually do burns, it's like I don't have a major like imbalance. So I have no idea how well that's gonna work, especially since I kind of had to use some of the fuel in the plane, but I guess we'll figure that out. Okay, I think we can detach the tug stage now. Really just trying to get it so we're actually moving towards each other, not like away from each other. Well, this is so difficult to maneuver. Finally. These docks are proving to be rather difficult. So I think I'm gonna move that part of the front to this side, just to hopefully balance this out. So let me go do that. Okay, we managed to get those docked. Well, looks like monopropellant's already becoming a problem, so I think what I'm gonna do is I might launch maybe another module that just, or erase another thing we can maybe dock up to the front where it just has a bunch more RCS fuel for us. But apart from kind of those issues, I've say this is going pretty well, and well, I just didn't really foresee the docking to be really this difficult. It's like I get it really close, and then like where I set both the ships to like target each other, and that's like as soon as one deviates from the other, it just gets into this crazy like oscillation kind of thing where they just keep shaking and shaking. I guess maybe the better thing to do is maybe just have one ship target the other, but the other ships stay stationary. I think maybe that's where I went wrong with this. But I think I'll just send basically a monopropellant tanker up to this to refuel that. Or maybe even we can finally utilize our asteroid to do that. I guess with that, I feel like this might be a good time to end this video, and because I feel like I have more than an hour worth of footage to edit, so I thank you all for watching. This has been me, Dusty Circuit, here with another Kerbal Space Program video. And remember, if you like what you saw, remember to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to hit the bell for notifications. Peace out. Bye.